Programming or problem solving. This is the part 2 we are going to study right now. Myself, Dr. Shriya Shatri, Associate Professor in Department of Computer Science and Engineering. Before we go ahead, these are some good engineering books from S. Chand Publishing. In the part 1, we have studied about the basic anatomy of the computer science, in which we have studied about the input devices, output devices, and primary memory. Primary memory, the types of primary memory, and about the small introduction about the secondary memory. Secondary memory is the permanent memory, like our pen drives, our hard disk, our external drives. All these are come under the secondary devices. These are the permanent storage devices. Now, in our part 2, we will study about the CPU, Central Processing Unit, how the CPU works, how the CPU take instructions, and how the CPU executes the instructions. And we will study about the operating system as well. Here, Central Processing Unit. CPU is the brain of a computer. Why it is called brain? CPU consists of two components, very important components. One is ALU, another is CU. ALU means arithmetic logic unit and CU means control unit. The purpose of this control unit, it controls all hardware devices. It controls like keyboard, printer. When you attach printer to the computer, how the printer activates. So every activities of the printer is handled by the control unit. It is just a simple example of the explanation of control unit. If you connect some pen drive, how the pen drive opens, how pen drive you are inserting the data or deleting the data from the pen drive, copying or paste in the pen drive, everything is controlled by the control unit. Now, second is arithmetic logic unit. Whenever we give instructions to the computer, see, every instruction is written in arithmetic operations. In our upcoming chapters, we will study about the arithmetic operations like logical operations, relational operations. Every instructions, without these arithmetic operations or relational operations or logical operations, no instruction can be written. So every instruction which is written is handled by the arithmetic logic unit. So that's why it is called the brain of the computer system or any electronical or especially digital devices which is having the microprocessor. So ALU and CPU. Now, these ALU and CPU are connected with the memory unit. Our memory unit consists of three things. One is ROM, RAM, and cache unit. Cache unit which is incorporated onto the CPU, cache memory. Okay, this is next to the RAM. It is a bridge between processor and the RAM, cache memory. ROM is situated on our motherboard. RAM we have studied in our part 1. ROM we have also studied in our part 1. And storage device. This is the permanent storage device like our hard disk. So this CPU connected with the storage device, input devices and the output devices. So how the functioning of the CPU works? This is main memory, or you can say RAM. The control unit fetches the instruction from the memory and decode all the instructions and command. After this, ALU perform the operations of these decoded instructions and execute all the commands. Okay, when all the executions completed, then it stores the result into the memory. So this is the functioning of CPU. Again, let's take an example. You are pressing some key from the input device. Okay, this control unit is handling your operation from the keyboard or from the mouse, and based on your operation, this arithmetic logical unit is performing some action, and what action it is performing, that action is again saved in our main memory, and from here all the operations, whatever the operations we have done, those operations are visible on our screen, output screen. So this is the basic functionality of our CPU. I'm again repeating, let me summarize this CPU. The CPU consists of these three things. One is control unit, arithmetic and logic unit, and memory unit. In control unit, it controls all the signals from our hardware devices. It controls all the hardware devices. Then arithmetic logic unit, which performs simple arithmetic operations, and those operations consist of our arithmetic operators, that is plus, minus, multiplication, division, all the instructions, whatever we are writing for the computer, all the instructions are written using the arithmetic operators and relational, or you can say logical operators. Okay, the logical operators means, or relational operators means, greater than sign, less than sign, whatever the instructions we are giving. We will study all these instructions in detail in our upcoming lectures. So the importance of arithmetic logic unit is because it executes all the instructions. I'm again repeating, it executes all the instructions. Then the third part is memory unit. Memory is what is used, memory used to store the data and instructions before and after processing. So memory unit consists of two parts. One is primary memory, another is secondary memory. Let me take the example of our song or movie. When you play some song or movie in the computer, that is permanently stored in your hard drive. When you double click on it, the file comes into the RAM from your secondary device. It comes into your RAM, or you can say from storage. From this storage, it comes into the RAM. From the RAM, it goes into the cache, and from the cache, our CPU process our instructions, and after this, we will see it on the output screen. So this is the functionality of CPU. How are programs stored and executed? Recently, I have taken the example that this is our hard drive. In our hard drive, we have stored our permanent files like our songs, our games, our movies. Okay, I am taking the example. So when you click or when you double click on the icon of any song or any movie, what happens? The operating system loads your file inside the RAM, and from the RAM it executes, it goes into the cache memory, which is situated with the processor, or you can say CPU, and from the cache memory a CPU performs action. When the CPU executes, the output displays on our output device, that is called monitor. Okay. After that, again those results are the results which are obtained from the CPU are stored temporarily in the memory, and then if we want to save those data, then those data will saved again permanently on our hard disk. So this whole process shows how our program executed and how we are saving the data. Saving the data means from the pen drive you are copying some data. So when you are copying the data goes from the CPU is executing your pen drive, and from here it is stored temporarily on the RAM, and from the RAM it is copied on the hard disk. So execution and saving. Okay, I hope this is clear, very much clear to you how our computer system executes the instructions. This is the summary of our computer system. CPU consists of control unit, arithmetic logic unit, and various registers. These are the parts of our control unit and ALU. These registers are a part of this ALU and control unit. And this CPU is connected with the RAM. Our RAM is connected with our hard disk, or you can say secondary memory or permanent storage device. And when all these input devices are connected with our memory, that is called primary RAM. Whatever you are typing, first it goes into the RAM. From the RAM, the CPU executes those instructions. If it is required, then it saves the instruction into our secondary device. See, it's a two-way. It goes CPU and coming back from the CPU to the hard disk. And also this output unit, from where we are getting the output. The CPU executes the instructions and returns those instructions to the RAM, and from the RAM we get all the output in terms of monitor. If we are giving some printing command, the CPU executes the printing command, give the instructions, save the instructions into the RAM, and from the RAM we are getting the output on the printer. We are then speaker and then headphone. Okay, so this is all about the summarization of the components of the computer system. Operating system. What is this operating system? We have seen this operating system in mobile phones. We have seen the operating system in our laptop, desktop. Okay, what is the purpose of this operating system? Why we need the operating system? So, operating system is a software which acts as an interface between hardware and user. Without the operating system, we can't communicate with our hardware. Okay, there is no use of software, there is no use of hardware if we don't have any operating system. So operating system is the main bridge point between our various application softwares and various hardwares. So functions of operating system. We all are using the operating system, we know, and we all are using such type of functions. Out of that, the most common functions which you can easily understand, I can explain. The memory management. You are deleting some files, unnecessary files from your hard disk. Who is managing? Operating system is managing. Okay, when you boot your system, the operating system loads the file from your hardware, from your hard disk to the RAM. Who is managing? Operating system does the memory management. How much memory has to be given and where to given, when to given, everything is managed by the operating system. Process management. What type of process we are giving? For example, you are playing the song also, and you are giving the printing command as well. All these are the different processes for the computer system. So all these processes, parallel processes, are maintained by the operating system. You can do the multiple tasks, multiple processes at a time. Depends on the capacity of your hardware, how much your hardware can afford the multiple processes. So the operating system can do the process management or parallel processing as well, memory management. Okay, device management. Device management is when you are connected more hardware devices to your hard computer system. For example, you are connected your mobile phone to the data cable to computer. How your mobile phone is opening, how the drives, how the files of your mobile phone are opened on your computer system. This is called device management. Operating system is providing the security as well. Security is a major task in our digital world. So apart from the antiviruses, there are certain securities. If you used operating system is also providing some securities. Then secondary storage management. Secondary storage management means external drive. One hard disk is permanently associated with your hardware. If you want to add more temporary hard disk, external hard drive, then this is also manages by the operating system. And networking, when the multiple networks when multiple devices are connected with each other. So without operating system, the devices cannot be connected with each other. So there is a hand of operating system which gives the facility of networking so that multiple devices can connect in one network. So these are the basic functionalities of the operating system. One thing here, it is written application program, system software, and then hardware. System softwares are what? Are drivers. Drivers are directly associated with our hardware. Without drivers, no hardware can perform. Your printer can work efficiently, you need to install the system software or the driver of that particular printer. Because with the help of this system software, the instructions which are associated with the printer only, those instructions will be communicated in the hardware, and then your hardware performs some actions and you will get the output in terms of page printing. So system softwares are drivers. Then application programs like your web browsers, okay, any software you are installing, any antivirus is also a kind of application software or application program. Any game you are installing, that comes under the application program. So to connect this application program with the hardware, we need a system software, and this system software consists of your operating system, and you installed the various drivers of your components or hardware components on the operating system so that they can communicate with each other very fluently. I hope this is very much clear to you. This is the end of part 2. In this whole lecture, we have studied about the various components or various anatomy of the computer, how these are associated with each other, how the instructions are executed with each other. In our next unit, we will study about the instructions. We will start how to write the instructions, what type of programming languages are there, how to write the instruction in various programming languages. From the next unit or from the next lecture, we will start our programming for problem solving. What is the problem and how to solve those problems with the help of programming. We will start with the C programming, basics of C programming in our next lecture. I recommend these engineering books from S. Chand Publishing. If you like this video, do like, subscribe and share, and press the bell icon for future notifications.
Permission of the copyright holder.